Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Sunniva.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Fit to Print.
This is a real-time strategy game from Peter McPherson, published by AEG and Flatout Games.
It plays from 1 to 6 players in 15 to 30 minutes.
Yes! Peter McPherson, mostly known for Tiny Towns.
Yes.
Which is a game we really
it's a
like.
great game.
He also made Wormholes, which we also enjoy, but not as much as Tiny Towns. This is very different. This is a real-time newspaper writing game. You are printing and designing newspapers. You're designing 3 newspapers. I think it's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's newspaper. You are getting different centerpieces that is going to score you different points for how you do the layout and all of that. And all of this is done in real time. And it's a timer, I think, of 4 minutes, which is like the preferred timer of the rulebook. You're going to try to then grab tiles from a huge pile of tiles and put them on your little table, and then you are desk. It's a table and a desk. It's the same thing. You are then placing these on your board, and then you're going to try to score some points. You're going to score points and advertisement dollars at the end of each round, and the player at the end of the game who has the least advertisement dollars is going to be out of the game. And after that, the player with the most points is going to be the winner of Fit to Print. The game also has quite a lot of artwork from an artist that we know quite well, but very different from what we're used to.
We love the artwork from Tool, and this really doesn't look like him. Well,
No.
his artwork.
No, it doesn't look like him either. If you know how he looks, he doesn't look like any of these things in the game.
But I really love the artwork in this game. It's whimsical and cute, and I love the angry squirrel with the newspaper like a real newspaper person.
Like all newspaper persons are angry squirrels. I like the theme here, that it's like, I love that there's animals. Like it would be less whimsical and cute and nice if it was persons. And I just think that the game looks like an old school, like everything looks kind of like an old school newspaper. Here's the Evening Hoot, like fun names of the newspapers. You can have special abilities, all of that, and just like everything looks nice. The tables, even though there's kind of hard desks. It's kind of hard to have 6 of these built in the box, but everything I feel like for the artwork is really good.
Yes.
We played the game.
Yes, we have. We played it with 2 and 4 players, and it has taken us 30 to 45 minutes. I don't think 15 minutes is doable.
I think we did 1. Like
with
a
one
solo
player.
game.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it overstays its welcome. That's it's 3 rounds, so that if we're playing then with 2 players, around 10 minutes, and with 4 players, it'll go around 15 minutes per round. I think that's like a perfect time for the game. The game also comes with a rulebook. I'm a big fan of rulebooks. It has a lot of different, like it has variants, it has achievements for the solo mode, it has like a lot of different solo modes. It has it's very clear laid out, very easy to understand, because the base game of the game is very simple. Like if you're not playing with the cards that's giving you different abilities or like different restrictions for each round, if you're not playing with the abilities of the animals, it's very simple, and you can play with those to add a little bit more to it, but all of it is very well explained in the game. The gameplay is divided into kind of 3 phases.
Yes.
2 of them are
the real-time phases.
Yes, and the third one
the game
is scoring.
Yes.
That's kind of you score things. You don't do that real time. It's not like, no, you didn't have time to score your paper. No points for you.
Fun game.
So what are you doing in the first phase of the game?
The first phase, you're doing it like picking up tiles for your newspaper in the Galaxy Trucker style.
Yes.
So you have one hand, you take a tile, you flip it over your desk, and then decide if you want to keep it or kill it.
Yes.
And you want to like keep it on your desk, and then you have to try to fit it later, or you can leave it for other players to take it.
Yeah, and this is kind of almost exactly like Galaxy Trucker. The only difference, which also is kind of the one thing that makes this game feel unique and different from Galaxy Trucker.
Hard in its own way.
In Galaxy Trucker, if you took a tile, you would take the tile and you would place it on your board, on your spaceship. In this game, you are taking the tile and placing it on your desk. And you are stacking them on the desk. And then when you think you have enough tiles, not too many, not too few to fill in, you're filling in like some of this the first time, the other time, and then this on the third round, you have to say layout. And then you start with the other phase. The other people can continue with like drafting the tiles. You dump them off and you try to place them. And 90% of the time, you're going to have too many tiles because it's impossible to know how many tiles you need.
Yes, and when you think, oh, I've got the exact amount now, you see that if you have to follow the rules, which is the way you score point,
it's good.
You can't do it the way that you planned on, and you have to move it around, and then you have too many or too few.
Yes.
But I think it's cool that you manage your own time there, that you yourself decide when you're done drafting and when you transition to the next phase. So if you want to have a lot of time puzzling, you can be very fast in the beginning and then have more time to puzzle it out.
And there's so many things, like it's not the only thing you have to think about. As I said, you need to follow the rules as well. You not only want to have not too many pieces, because then you're going to score negative points for the pieces you don't place. You don't have too few pieces, because you're going to score negative points if you have the most open spaces, kind of. And then also you want to have different colored articles, because same colored articles can't be together. Then you also want to have a good balance of positive and negative news. So you have to balance that and remember that when you're drafting the tiles. Okay, so what I do is that that's kind of like the thing I plan towards the most. It's like, okay, now I know I have like -2 in balance, and if I take 2 more, now I'm at 0. Now I'm at 2, and I'm at 0, 2, 4. Yeah, and it's so hard to get all these things to work. And also you're going to have the ads that cannot be
and the pictures can't be together.
Can't be together. The ads can't be together, and the pictures want to have specific colors adjacent to it. And there's just so many things you need to work out to score points the best way possible. It's very hard, but it's also kind of fun.
Yes, it's a stressful kind of fun. Yes. And if you are the first person who are done with all the puzzling, you get to have first pick on the next abilities for the next round. That is the centerpiece, and it can give you like different rules for puzzling or different scorings, or for example you can negate some negative points, for example. So I like the variability there.
Yeah, and sometimes there's like a super important one that you can take to, for example, last time we played 2 players, there was one that's going to give you like a lot of more ad revenue, and you're already high on ad revenue. So it was kind of basically, if I went lost, which I did, I had already lost the game because you had like so much more ad revenue than me.
I had basically cemented the lead.
Yeah, and then you are going to lose points in a 2-player game. You're not out, so it's not like a win or lose in a 2-player game, but most of the time it's going to be if you're not like very much in the lead. Let's talk a bit about the weight and who is it for.
Yes, I think this is a lightweight game, and I think this, if you like real-time puzzles, I think you should check this out.
If you don't like real-time puzzles, you're not going to like it.
No, I don't think you will like it if you don't like real-time puzzles.
It's impossible for me to not compare this kind of to Galaxy Trucker, and I'm guessing you're going to do it in your final thoughts as well, so I'm not going to do it now. We're going to go to the final thoughts, but before that, if you are getting anything from these reviews, videos, whatever, everything that we do on the channel, it would help us out more than you think if you can give us a victory point.
And we get victory points when you click that subscribe button. You can also click the bell to get notifications every time we post a new video.
You can also like and leave a comment, which is helpful, and all of that YouTube stuff out of the way. Let's go to the real stuff. The final thoughts for Fit to Print.
Yes, I really like Fit to Print. I think it has a fun and cool and fitting theme to it.
Printing theme.
I have been a little in I studied some media in school.
Yes.
So I think it's really fun, the placement of the different things in your newspaper. And I think that is a fun theme. And I really like Galaxy Trucker. It's one of my all-time favorite games with the nostalgia and all, but I think this has some cool things going for it. It's much faster. That is the one positive thing that I really...
If you play the full game of Galaxy Trucker before.
It's long. Yeah. And also I like that the main game here is the speed puzzle. You have a lot of things in Galaxy Trucker that are not speed, and that is fun too. I really like that part, but here you have like distilled it into just the real-time stuff. I think this is a really fun game. I'm going to give it a 7.
I'm going to ask you a question now, because the new version of Galaxy Trucker distills the game, makes it way quicker, even the full game of it. Which one would you suggest a person to go out and buy?
This or the new Galaxy Trucker?
Yes.
I think that really depends. I think still Galaxy Trucker is my favorite of the two.
That's for
but
me
I
as well.
think if you Galaxy Trucker is a little harder to play with anyone. I wouldn't just dish that up to my family, for example.
Nope.
But I would rather do it with this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dish anything up to my family. but yeah, this is easier to play with everyone.
Yeah, I agree with you because there's left different pieces. There's like colors and different types of pieces. The barrier for Galaxy Trucker is like the many different pieces.
Yeah.
If you throw in an expansion or two,
yes.
it's going to be very hard. But for me, I think this is fun. I think, as I said, it's like an easier teach. If I were to choose to play either this or Galaxy Trucker, I think I would play Galaxy Trucker. But I also really like this. I'm going to give it a 7. A fun, solid game that if you like these real-time puzzles, I think you should check it out. And that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.